Hi, I'm Kugof, and in today's episode, I will present you a list of the most interesting records from the Guinness Book of World Records, in my opinion. I hope you enjoy. This book records the remarkable achievements of the people who undertook them, and you can find people who did what they did on purpose, as well as people who weren't going to make any records. The Book of Records is published annually by the Guinness Publishing House. The current version of the book is about 300 pages long. Number 1. The longest breath held. Alex Segura is a Spaniard who set a breath-holding record with oxygen cylinders. The free diver was underwater in one breath for a record of 24 minutes and 3 seconds. The new record was set on February 28, 2016, during the 17th Mediterranean Dive Show in Barcelona, Spain. Free dive is a breath-hold diving. The diver does not use scuba during the dive. The competition in question is an unusual type for free diving. Before starting the test, the competitor saturates the whole body with pure oxygen, thanks to which the competitor can stay underwater for a long time, and the results of this discipline are impressive. Alex is also the record holder in the usual variation of the sport with a score of over 10 minutes. Number 2. The tallest man in history. Robert Pershing Wadlow is the tallest known man in history. He was born on February 22, 1918 in Alton, Illinois, USA. He's called the Giant from Alton, or the Giant from Illinois. At birth, he weighed almost 4 kilograms. At the age of 6 months, he reached a weight of 13.5 kilograms. A year later, 30 kilograms. At 5 years old, he was 155 centimeters tall, the same as a normal 10-year-old child of today. And in the 3rd grade of primary school, he had outgrown the teacher. At 13, he was 224 centimeters, and at 18, he had grown to 254 centimeters. At 22, before his death, he was 272 centimeters tall and weighed 222 kilograms. He died on July 15, 1940 in Manistee, Michigan, from ankle abrasions which contributed to infection, followed by death. The coffin in which he was buried was almost 330 centimeters long and over 80 centimeters wide, and it was carried at the funeral by as many as 12 men. To this day, in his hometown of Wadlow, you can see his monument in natural dimensions. Number 3. The fastest car in the world. Several manufacturers fought for the car's record speed. Until October of 2020, the official record was held by the Koenigsegg Agera RS, which reached a speed of 447.2 kilometers per hour. The official record is made of 2 runs, from which the car's average highest speed is calculated. The Bugatti Chiron reached 490 kilometers per hour, but there was only 1 run, which did not allow it to be recognized as an official speed record. The SSC Tuatara is an American hypercar that powers a 5.9-liter V8 twin-turbo engine that generates 1,750 horsepower. On October 10, 2020, near Las Vegas, on a 7-mile stretch of National Route 160, the SSC Tuatara reached 508.73 kilometers per hour from 2 runs. The possibilities of the car were much greater. However, during the 2nd run, the driver, Oliver Webb, accelerated the car to 532.93 kilometers per hour. The side wind that jerked the car while driving was an obstacle to knowing the true capabilities of the car. Number 4. Jumping from a height without a parachute. Luke Akins is the first man in history to jump from 7,620 meters without a parachute. Akins jumped in Simi Valley, California, and landed in a special net measuring 30 by 30 meters. Around it, special lights were placed that directed the 42-year-old to a soft landing. It is the culmination of the career of a professional jumper who performed over 18,000 parachute jumps in 26 years. Thanks to the unsecured jump, Akins set a personal and world record in jumping without a parachute and without wings. However, Akins had already made spectacular jumps before. He belongs to Red Bull Air Force, an elite group of jumpers, base jumpers. In 2012, Akins even helped out at Stratos, the infamous mission where Australian Felix Baumgartner jumped from space with a parachute. Luke is a licensed trainer of the Parachute Society. At the same time, Akins conducts trainings for soldiers of the American Navy SEALs. Number 5. The oldest living person in the world. Kane Tanaka is a woman who was born on January 2, 1903 in Japan. The Japanese woman comes from a large family. She had 5 siblings. She herself was born the 7th child. She had 5 children, 4 of her own and 1 adopted. Tanaka also has 5 grandchildren and 8 great-grandchildren. It says in the Guinness Book of World Records that Tanaka gets up at 6 a.m. every day. Despite her advanced age, the Japanese woman likes to repeat math exercises in the afternoon, which is unusual for her age. She also plays the Othello board game with the staff of the nursing home where she is staying. According to the woman, these activities are her secret to longevity. Number 6. The largest number of children. Valentina Vasilyev was born in 1707 and died in 1782. She was a Russian peasant woman, the wife of Fyodor Vasilyev, a record holder in the number of children born. She comes from Shui, a small town east of Moscow. In 1725 to 1765, she gave birth to 69 live children, of whom only 2 died in infancy. The record holder was pregnant 27 times, all of which gave more than 1 child. In giving birth 16 times, she gave birth to twins, 7 times triplets, and 4 times quadruplets. After the woman's death, her husband married another woman and had several other children with her. Number 7. The shortest man ever. Chandra Bahadur Dangi was born on November 30th, 1939 in Nepal and died on September 4th, 2015 in Pago Pago. He was the shortest adult man ever measured. He was 0.546 meters and weighed 14.5 kilograms. Since his birth, Dangi has lived in the remote mountain village of Rimkoli in Nepal, about 400 kilometers west of the country's capital, Kathmandu. 5 brothers, each of normal height, lived with him. He wove Dangi all his life. The Guinness World Record was awarded to him in 2012, 3 years before his death. Number 8. A man with a record number of tattoos on his body. Lucky Diamond Rich's real name is Gregory Paul McLaren. The man is a circus artist. Viewers around the world are shocked not only by his skills, but also by his appearance. Gregory developed an interest in circus art at the age of 7 when he first saw a group of artists performing at his school. A few years later, he joined the Flying Fruit Circus Youth Circus Group. It was the beginning of a career marked by the swallowing and juggling of swords while riding a unicycle. However, circus performances do not make such an impression as his appearance. The man's body is covered in many tattoos he first made when he was a teenager. Currently, ink covers 100% of his body, and you can even see tattoos between his fingers and gums. This meant that in 2006, the artist was entered in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most tattooed person in the world. Number 9. Record for lifting weights in the deadlift. Deadlift is the discipline of lifting weights so that the person is in an upright position. During the Arnold Strongman Classic 2014, 38-year-old Lithuanian Sadrunas Savikas set a new record in this discipline. The strongman lifted a barbell with 8 car wheels, which gave a result of 524 kilograms. The most interesting thing is that the Lithuanian lifted this extraordinary weight without noticeable effort and did not even look tired after setting the record. Number 10. The longest ice bath. Another hero of the Guinness Book of World Records is a Polish man named Zbigniew Falkowski. In January of 2015, the 47-year-old walrus embarrassed Wim Hof himself, a Dutchman who had yet to be threatened. Hof, known as Iceman, had to recognize the superiority of Zbigniew Falkowski, who in turn calls himself a freak of nature. The Pole bathed in a special ice cage for 2 hours and 2 minutes, breaking the Dutchman's record from October 2013 by almost 10 minutes. With this spectacular feat, the walrus proved his extraordinary endurance, especially resistance, because after leaving the cage, his body temperature was 33.9 degrees. As you can see, some people are not affected by the cold. That's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, then like it and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.